Hello everybody, my name's Star Raptor and I'm very excited to bring you my spoiler-free review of Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. Now this is the 8th story in the Harry Potter series, but unlike the others in the series, it's not a novel, but rather a script that's based on a play that's happening right now in London. So the story is developed by J.K. Rowling along with John Tiffany and Jack Thorne. So what exactly is the plot of this story without giving too much away? We pick up right after the epilogue in Deathly Hallows, so it's 19 years after the battle at Hogwarts where Harry defeated Voldemort. So, we see Harry Potter has a family now. He's married to Ginny Weasley, and he also has 3 kids, Lily the youngest, then he has Albus the middle kid, and James the oldest. So this story revolves around Albus and Harry Potter in particular, and it goes between both of their stories. So we have Albus, who just recently started Hogwarts, and we see like a slower transformation, a couple of years of Hogwarts, and he's learning that he's not exactly just like his father was. He's struggling through school, trying to learn magic, and he's questioning how he can't live up to his father, and how his father was so heroic and did all these great things at such an early age, and this it upsets him and causes him to be in a conflict with his father. And Harry, on the other end, is questioning his ability as a father to let this happen. And it's basically that. It's a very personal story, but there's also a lot of adventure involved in this story. We see that Albus goes on an adventure with a friend that's actually Scorpius, who is the child of Draco Malfoy. So, with that being said, I'm going to move on into my positives of the story. So first off, there's a lot of familiar characters and locations. Like I said, Scorpius and Albus go on this adventure. They go all over the place. So it was really cool because I haven't really been involved with the Harry Potter lore since Deathly Hallows 2 came out in movie theater. So seeing a lot of these older characters and these locations in these books that happened a long time ago was very, very cool. Piqued my interest. I'm like, oh, that's really cool. I remember that event that happened in that book. So it's a very nice nostalgia trip for sure. Another thing was there was huge revelations for the series of characters that have motivations we never knew about, things that could affect the way that I perceive them. If I ever read the books again, which after reading this I probably might want to, because I feel like the perception of those characters is vastly changed now for me. Another thing, probably the most important thing that I got out of this story was the relationship between Harry and Albus. Now you figure, oh yeah, Harry Potter, he has kids, like it's happily ever after. Well, that's completely wrong. What I really liked about the story is that it's grounded in reality. Like this kid, he has to live up to his father, and he can't really do it, and he gets frustrated, and it's just this, and Harry having to deal with that kid. How does he deal with it? Does he lash out? You have to read to find out, but definitely a very interesting take, something that's more relatable. It's not exactly a fairy tale. And one last thing I really liked about this story was the strong emotional moments. One in particular, towards the end of this story, I actually had to put the book down and walk around my house a little bit because it just hit me. It just tugged at the heartstrings, and I'm like, wow, that was such a powerful moment. Yeah, just really moving stuff that happens in this story. That again, like I mentioned before, it really affects the way we watch the movies and we read the books again, for sure. But as much as I had great things to say about this story, there was one negative I have about it, and that is in the format of the story. So yes, as I mentioned before, this is a script that's based on the play that's happening now in London. So while I really appreciate that this is a story that we all can get now that we can't go out to London, um, basically the format of story didn't give me the amount of immersion that I would get from a novel. So this isn't written in prose. So we're not getting, paragraphs worth of descriptions of environments, of food, of, all this sort of stuff. So that's just one minor nitpick. I hope we get like a Blu-ray of the play eventually. And this is what I really hope for is 10 years from now, when Daniel Radcliffe is actually the age of Harry in this story, let's get an 8th Harry Potter movie. because this story to me is so monumental. This is a very important story, and that's one thing going into reading this story I was very skeptical about. I was like, can this be an 8th Harry Potter story? Being it's a play, can this fall into the epic series of Harry Potter? And I was skeptical, is this going to be too much about the kid? I felt like the story had a great balance between Albus and Harry, and it's just one of those adventures that it naturally falls into what you think of as a Harry Potter story. So guys, I really enjoyed Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. Let me know what you think in the comments section below. I'm Staraptor. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye. Did you enjoy this video? Then make sure you go ahead and hit that thumbs up symbol. And if you like this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. Subscribing to my channel will help me out, and it helps you guys out, keeping up to speed on all my latest content. Speaking of which, you can catch my weekly Star Wars show down over there. You can see a recent review I've done over there, and you can follow me on social media, Twitter @Staraptor, as well as Facebook.com/Staraptor.